Hey, I'm back. And you know what's going to be cool? Tomorrow, kids go back to school. That's really cool. Not that I don't want them home. I love my kids. No, I'm just kidding. I I know that they enjoyed the time off. Uh, they wanted to be able to do some extra things, but what really slows you down is snow. And that's what happened. If you can see behind me, snow is upon us, and I still don't like it. Nothing will ever change my mind about snow unless I have like a tank tracks, on a vehicle that I can drive anywhere, and it'd be legal, whatnot. That would be the only time, because maybe you would get stuck, maybe you could still have an accident, but less likely. It would be really cool too is if had a bunch of people with snowplows that could do it on the road, but I don't think the city allows you to do that. But it would be nice. Last night was a little difficult, but it was doable. I had to leave a little bit early last night. The snow was just coming down pretty hard, and I of course have to go slow, but leaving earlier is my only savior. If I don't leave early, I could really get in trouble. Luckily though, at least past seasons with snow and stuff, normally it's not that big of a deal. I think there are a couple times where they're doing like road construction or whatnot, and that could be a big bummer. I've never been late because of that. Luckily, the highway department, they put out signs well ahead of time. But you never know. So that, normally what I used to do when I first started making these videos is I would leave about, I don't know, 8:45, 9 o'clock, or something like that. So I'd leave early, get to work, and then have my little light, do my videos, and that would be it. And what I really noticed when I was doing that, number one, I was rushing myself kind of, because like when the snow hits or bad weather hits, you have to take your time. You have to do the thing and be responsible and everything else. But when you get there, I have to be able to concentrate. Not that I can't concentrate, and not that I can't do it. I felt when I was doing those videos to begin with, I felt like I was forcing myself, but in return, it's really helped me. I don't know if you've ever done speaking or whatever, doesn't matter where. And normally I don't even do that anyways, just because I don't like to like be the spectacle or anything else, even though it's kind of what I like to do. But I think for the most part, I want to be able to think clearly, have better thoughts on the things that have happened, so I can digest them and then kind of regurgitate them in a better fashion. So it looks pretty, even though it's not really looking, Anyways, I'm certainly happy that I started doing that. Now, of course, the reason why I started was, total separate subject, but not really separate, but I don't think that, even though, I've had a lot of, downside and in my life, and like everyone else, but doing this specific thing has really helped me come more out of my shell, if you want to say I actually have one. My selective shell, I guess you want to say. But it really has helped me to be able to branch out, learn new things, become hopefully I don't want to say like 100% better person, because you are who you are, and steadily, hopefully you change for the better. But everyone's working on it. I work on it. I'm not the greatest, but I'm not the worst, and that's a really good positive, because I have a lot of things going in my life that you could look at a different light, but the progress and the change, I think, has been the best thing about it, because it's allowed me to be able to expand my knowledge and hopefully help others to be able to have a different perspective. That's what this has always been about. It's about my perspective, not forcing it on anyone, not telling anyone to do certain things, because it's your life. Everyone has their own life. Everyone's going to do their own thing all the time, regardless of what you see and hear. You probably like, hey, this person is making good sense and whatnot, and I would think about doing something like that, but the next day, boom, it goes back to who you were before. And not saying that's good or bad, but I think it's really hard for a lot of people to change just like that. It has to be a slow creeper, or just cold turkey. Like, I smoke cigarettes, and I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. For me, it was only hard because I made it hard, even though I just quit cold turkey anyways. But I was still smoking. Not all the time or anything like that, but I even got the cartridges or whatever with just the nicotine or whatnot. I think that's what it is. That smells really good. Like, that's cool and all, but that's kind of still cheating, right? But I'm glad I went through that process to change, and it's allowed me to be a better, healthier person, just because of, maybe someone might not see it as a big change, but it really is. And then when you notice the difference from before, and how everything was going, and then after, like, I used to, wow, I think, like, coughing nonstop at night, sleeping, and on top of that, I kept waking up all the time. That's why I have a CPAP machine now. But just those two things that I made a change in my life have, I think, extended my life, and hopefully my outlook on life, because that's where I think a lot of this has to go. It's not just the change, it's how you think about the change, and it's how you receive and dictate that change, because everything's up to you. I could tell you a lot of things, you could hear a lot of things, but change is always a personal thing. It's always, are you going to do it or not? And that's really all it comes down to. And as I'm speaking, this is coming out of my mouth, and I'm listening to myself. It all makes sense. It never hasn't been, a hard thing to think about change. It's always hard to just do it. So even starting small, even doing little things, can create a better future for yourself. I know you don't believe me. Maybe you do. But if you don't give things a try, of course you'll never know. But you'll never question anything else, right? That's the thing about life. You're going to grow old. So the only things that is going to change is your personality, your experiences, and your outlook on life. So what are you going to do about it? Have a good weekend. Stay safe.